Okay, so it is finally time to explore the centre of Kathmandu. I'm currently heading to Durbar Square. Now, I don't know much about it, I haven't done any research, but I know it's one of the most bustling and important parts of Kathmandu city. So we're going to head there now and check it out. Let's go. Even though it's early morning, still so much going on, traffic, commerce, people kind of selling meats here, they're repairing shoes, you've got stray dogs everywhere. As usual, it's just a feast for the senses, but there's something kind of magical about this place.
You explore here, you understand about Nepal's history, culture.
Okay, amazing, thank you.
And now you are in the right time to see the living goddess. Have you heard about?
Ah, the living goddess is around here?
Yeah. Real human child selected
Yes.
as a goddess.
And are there guides or anything to show?
I'm a
your
tour guide,
guide?
yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And tour guide will cost you extra money. Cost you 1,500 Nepalese rupees.
I just need a small summary, brief summary. Will you do it for 500?
500 is so...
Really? I think that's fair, no? Oh, it's okay, then I can Google it. Thank you.
Okay, 500 please.
Are you sure? Okay. Sorry, I have to bargain. Okay, welcome to Durbar Square. I've just had a mini little tour and I'm just going to relay the information that guy gave me because it's super interesting here. Sorry sir, not today, thank you. But still, as with all the tourist places, you've got people trying to make a quick buck, but who can blame them? Right, let's start with the Palace of the Living Goddess. Let me talk you through this because this is kind of crazy. Okay, so there actually seems to be some kind of school trip here at the moment. And between the hours of 11 and 12, that's when the goddess intermittently comes out, but you are not allowed to film then. They make sure everyone's cameras and phones are in their pocket. She comes out of this balcony. She's currently, I think, 9 years old, and she was selected when she was 4 years old. Now the selection process is mental. There's a huge palace, which I'll take you to later, and they gather many 3 and 4 year old little girls from a certain ethnic group, which name escapes me. But this ethnic group are Buddhist because the living goddess needs to be Buddhist. Now, they sit them all in a room and they do a ceremony. Now this ceremony is banging of drums, people wearing masks of gods and goddesses, a lot of animal sacrifice. So he actually told me, it's okay, you can go through. So my guide actually told me that there's blood running on the floor and these children are sat there in pitch black darkness. Obviously, being 3 or 4, they're going to start screaming, crying, being upset. And there's one child who does not become upset, and she becomes the living goddess. Now, why is there a living goddess and why is she chosen from the human population? Well, it's because back in the day there was a king who had certain spiritual powers. He used to sit in the highest temple here in Durbar Square and speak with a goddess. And they became good friends, they spoke regularly and they played a dice game. Now, the goddess always won this dice game. One day, eventually, the king won. The goddess was so pleased with this that she said, look, I will grant you one wish. And the king sat there pondering, what should I wish for? And he pondered and eventually his mind went negative. And eventually he told the goddess how beautiful she is and how he wished for her beauty. The goddess was disgusted by this and left. Then that night, the king went to sleep and had a nightmare where the goddess visited him and basically told him off for wishing for her beauty and being not sound in the mind. And she said now, if he wants a goddess, he has to choose one from a human population. And that is where this tradition began. So the goddess actually does leave the temple 13 times a year, but her feet will never touch the ground. So she's carried around in a chariot, which is just behind this gate. Maybe if I prod the camera through, you can just about see this chariot. It was a surreal experience seeing her. She stands on the balcony for roughly 30 seconds and looks down, but she did have a certain aura about her. I'm not just saying that, it was kind of weird. But what a strange life she'll lead. Obviously, once she hits 13, 14, 15, she will leave and just rejoin normal life, as the Hindus and the Buddhists believe that she then becomes a normal human, and the new ceremony will begin in a palace over here to select the new living goddess. Now this is an interesting spot. This behind me is actually one of the incarnations of his incarnation represents judgment. And before the time here when they had courts and trials, if there was a dispute or something had gone wrong, the people were brought here and asked to explain their side of the story. And it is said that the person who lied in front of this would drop down dead on the spot. Now, I've learnt about the dot on your head when you pass the women. Some women have a dot between their eyebrows and some women have a dot higher up their head or maybe even in their hairline. That is to signify that they are married. So the tour guide said, stay away. So yeah. And this is the statue of Ganesh, who's actually Shiva's son. And I'm going to explain to you now how Hindus actually pray. So they come here and they ring the bell. This is to kind of awaken and let the gods know that they're here, ready to accept the blessing. You then touch the feet of the god and take some of this red powder and place it on your forehead, because this is accepting the blessing from the god Ganesh. And I'm putting it between my eyebrows because I'm certainly not married. Let's continue. Look at these lucky pigeons who've just been fed by the locals. They look after their animals here. I'll show you some of the dogs. Some of the dogs are gigantic, some of the fattest dogs I've ever seen, and it must be because they're just constantly being looked after by the locals. Now, this is one of my favorite parts. Look at this tree growing out of this tiny old temple. Now, this is the same type of tree that Buddha actually sat under to become enlightened. But it's not just Buddhists who worship here at this temple, it's also Hindus. Now, whoa, sorry pigeons. Now, if we look inside, you'll see a pair of feet. Now, Buddhists believe that these are Buddha's feet, obviously representing him sat underneath the tree. And Hindus believe they are the feet of Shiva, because Shiva is also connected to this tree. But if you want to know why, you're going to have to Google it, because my mind's only so big. We've got local ladies here who earlier were kind of singing and chanting together. Quite amazing. And this here is the main temple, which is only opened once a year in October, I believe, for sacrifice. But this is the place that they actually choose the living goddess. And the statue of the woman with the many arms that hopefully you can see on the border there, that's representing the goddess that the king spoke to, that the king used to play the dice game with. Namaste. Hello. A picture? Okay.
Which country?
United Kingdom.
No?
England.
Very nice England.
Very nice. Nice to meet you. Okay, thinking being blessed. Okay. Do you live here?
Yeah.
You're from Nepal?
Nepal.
One picture, smile.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Mahashivratri Pashupatinath. Hanuman Dhoka.
Thank you. Dhanyavad. Dhanyavad. You want a blessing? Okay, of course. Not yet. When I have more?
Baba.
I don't have 200. I only have 50 now. I'm sorry.
50.
Yeah, I don't have. Because no, I have money, but no card. No card. So I can't get more. I'm very sorry. Okay, thank you. As is always the case here, these quote-unquote holy men always want a little handout. So it's a very chilled area though. Lots of artists kind of coming here, drawing and painting, and you understand why. It's kind of a piece of tranquility here in the centre of a chaotic city. Okay, this is the monkey god Hanuman, and you cannot actually see because they are covered. And the reason this god is covered is because his job is to protect the royal palace, which is just behind me here. That's why he's situated right at the entrance. All other monkey god statues are uncovered, but here they're covered because he has a duty, and his duty is to guard his palace. I feel bad. Maybe those guys over there aren't necessarily con men, but you'd think if they were really holy men that money would be the least of their worries. And yeah, they'll accept the odd donation, but they wouldn't ask for it and ask for more, and I don't know, it had a bad energy about them. Anyway, there's a statue, whoops, there's a statue over here I want to show you. So this is Shiva again, and the way you tell a statue of Shiva is he's always carrying this trident here. Now, whenever Shiva is evidently naked, and whenever he's naked, he becomes the god of fertility. So many people who can't have children will come here and kind of pray and ask for children. Super interesting. What I've learned today is that all these gods have different incarnations, and those incarnations represent different things. Yeah, I really need to brush up on my Buddhism and Hinduism and my knowledge of that. Yes. Yes. Okay, thank you. See, I must look like a dodgy man getting asked my ticket. But anyway, yeah, super interesting. I need to brush up on my Hinduism and my Buddhism and my knowledge of those two things, because it's all intertwined and it's quite confusing for someone who's just landed here, currently ignorant, I guess. What a place. Okay, look, so I told you the animals here were very well looked after. Someone's come and dropped this little doggy here, a nice slab of meat. Oof. They live on the street, they're chilled, they wander around all day, they bark all night and keep me awake. Turns out it's good to be a dog here in Nepal. Whoa, oh my days, look at this, oh my god. Whoa. Alright, there we go, new subscriber, let's go. Okay, thank you, yes. Okay. Thank you.
Happy.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
So yeah, apparently I look like Mr. Beast. I get that a lot here, I think it's just the beard. Unfortunately, I do not have his subscriber count. I've got a very embarrassingly low subscriber count. So when I'm walking around doing this, they assume, you know, I've got a following. Little do they know. But anyway, one more to add to the pile. Cumin! Okay, and I'm not sure you're going to be able to see because it's behind this gate, but if you look in here, you will see kind of an angry face. And this is yet another incarnation of Shiva, representing power. Now, some of the people here believe that to get the Shiva's power, you need to drink alcohol. So, once a year, again in October, they create a giant pot of wine here, and they connect a straw from the pot all the way into this incarnation of Shiva's mouth. And people queue up for, I guess, miles to come and taste a drop of that wine and gain some of Shiva's power. Not yet in Nepal, but in Vietnam, I've definitely felt a lot of Shiva's power along the way. Okay, so we are currently inside the Royal Palace, and this was actually inspired by British architecture. So I think one of the kings visited the UK and was so impressed with the architecture down in London, I imagine, that he came and built this on his own. The external is very much more London than the internal, but it's nice for once to see a British building that we didn't impose upon this country. And the palace has a museum dedicated to Narayan Shah, the founder of Nepal almost, because before he arrived on the mountain of Chandragiri Hills that we were yesterday, before he arrived and united Nepal, it was built up of 24, I believe, distinct kind of communities. But look at this, people kind of selling religious trinkets and gold and all sorts. We'll go check that out after, but first I need the toilet. And here's maybe even a better view of the temple in which the living goddess is selected. Look at that. Now that was interesting. If you saw that sign, it said China Aid for a Shared Future. So I assume a lot of Chinese money is coming here because there was an earthquake in 2015 and a lot of this area, judging by these photographs, was destroyed. That's why we see scaffolding outside of things being rebuilt, and I think China is providing that money. interesting. I was watching a YouTube video on this actually the other day, and it's about how China are doing things like this, providing road networks and things, but not asking for anything in return, just to build these good relations with countries. So in the future, they're more likely to kind of do business with them. It's kind of soft colonization, if you want to call it that. It's a contrast to what the West did back in the day, kind of charging in here and taking what they wanted. Okay, so I actually said before that Nepal was a former British colony because I incorrectly assumed that it was, but it wasn't. But we did have ties with Nepal back in the UK, and we signed a friendship treaty and did a bit of trade and things like that, but we never actually colonized Nepal, which is interesting and good to know. I guess that's why there's not so many British buildings around, except this one, which was just inspired when the King visited London and he wanted to build a palace to pay homage to the architecture that he saw there. Okay, I've learnt my lesson here. Do not run upstairs in Nepal. You'll be more out of breath than usual. Okay, so I'm currently stood on the point where the hippies, I guess mainly from America, but there'll also be some Brits in the 60s and 70s, came to sit and smoke, play music and dance, and it was kind of a hippie fest over here. That was until the war on drugs was declared by, I believe, Nixon in America.
Hello, give me money.
Give you money? What for?
And therapist.
Therapist? You're a therapist? Do you have a degree?
And money.
You want money? Yeah, but you need to earn money. You can't just ask.
And therapist, ability.
Therapist? No, you're not. Sorry. Oh, I feel bad, but you can't give kind of kids money because then they learn to just use that as a crutch. But anyway, as I was saying, the war on drugs was not just confined to the borders of the USA. It was also declared upon American citizens living abroad, which kind of brought down the party atmosphere right here where I'm sitting. Here's an example of the destruction of the 2015 earthquake. I assume this used to be a building just like the one I'm sat on right now, but the earthquake destroyed it. And as I assume from seeing the signs in there, China is providing the aid to kind of rebuild all these beautiful structures. Okay, let's check out the market and the goods they have here. Usually at tourist sites it's kind of fake tat, but you never know here. It is a very significant place in not just Kathmandu, but in the whole of Nepal. These door handles?
Yeah, these are door handles.
And this is a cobra?
Yeah, this is a cobra.
It's significant here?
It's like it's a vehicle of Lord Shiva, because he's holding a neck in his, he's holding snake in his neck all the time.
Okay.
And this is like for the protection, like
okay.
your house.
So if you're touching all the time, it protects you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to Frick Street. This is the Frick Street.
Frick Street?
Yeah, the street of hippie.
The hippie street?
Yeah.
Do hippies still live here?
Used to be.
Used to?
The tourism of started from here. This is called Frick Street.
Frick Street because they were
It's not illegal to smoke and buy and all everything.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for the information, sir. So this is a topi?
Kukri, like this, look sir.
Oh no. It doesn't fit my head, too big.
No, I have big one also.
Too big. Try?
I have big one also.
No, it's too small.
Nice.
It's too small,
you
sorry.
Like big one? I have big one also.
And what is this, these knives?
This is kukri, like this put the kukri, you know
Kukri?
This kukri.
Knives. But meaning what?
Yeah, Nepali Gorkhali people.
Gorkhas.
Yeah, Gorkha. You know this one? I put together.
We played together?
Yeah, together, see.
Okay.
20 goat. Yeah, it's
20 goats?
Yeah,
okay. And 4 tiger?
Tiger four.
And this is 4 room, yeah? Tiger. I can show you, okay? Together.
Let's see, yeah.
I said this to put here, this is lost, yeah?
So you can jump over?
Oh, that, yeah.
Okay.
And this put no jumping.
So 2, no jumping.
No jumping. One.
But jump,
Yeah.
jump.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's kind of like checkers, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. We starting to move. Okay.
We play again. My tiger, you.
Yeah. 4 tiger here.
Oh, I'm all tiger, you're sheep.
Yeah. I'm sheep.
Okay. So I go first.
Okay. Pause.
Oh no, that's stupid. So I can move any tiger.
Any tiger.
Okay. So I can go. It's okay.
Yeah, okay. Any one step, yeah, not two step, not two step. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just one step.
One
yeah.
step.
Okay. But now I can.
Any. Oh.
Okay, so one.
One loss. And 5 eat to tiger, wing to tiger. Eat 5 eat to your wing.
I win.
Win.
If I eat 5, just 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Danger. Very technical game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. You're too good.
And try. Yes, try.
Yeah.
Oh. My one loss. Yeah.
Yeah.
My one loss. This food also jumping.
Yeah. One good move.
My loss. Okay, one loss. Okay, no problem.
I know.
Got that.
Okay, 2. I need 3 more to win.
I say my chance 3 chance.
Oh, you only have 1 left. Oh, so you win.
No win. I say my finish. I move only.
And now you moved
Yeah.
on the board.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How do you win?
Window. This is a 4
Tigers
tiger.
2 inside.
Yeah, tiger into 4 tiger and tribe
Yes.
and wing to sheep.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a good game. Yes,
good
it's
game.
very difficult
Yeah,
though.
difficult.
But now I make too many mistakes.
Yeah.
If you win, I think.
My also lost. Oh.
Really?
Yeah, lost.
No, I don't think so.
See, this put your jumping. Yeah. Another not move. Yeah. Okay, one loss, no problem. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Another. Let's go.
Okay.
Which questions are? Which question?
If you eat 5, you win.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Am I?
But,
Yeah.
it's too late. I already made too many mistakes.
From mistake we learn.
Yeah, of course.
Đâu này xong nó.
You pa mất là.
Yeah, I said to yeah.
Which question?
Cho là nó xong nó.
Yeah.
But then you,
right.
No, but don't let me win. Don't let me win.
God.
No,
You make
no.
mistake.
No, he knows. Please beat me.
David, yeah.
Yeah, but
Trên.
it's trapped.
Oh, yeah, not try.
You make 2 sides. He can accept 2.
But is he letting me do this?
Yeah.
I mistake, yeah.
You make mistake.
Mistake, okay.
So this is the way.
Your
Okay.
1-8, your wing. 5.
No, you let me win. You let me win. Okay, thank you. Yes, I want to give him money just for teaching me. But I can't buy the board. Okay? Okay, thank you. No, it's okay. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so, I think I had a sneaky suspicion he let me win there. I'll have to study the game because that guy came over and said, look, let him win, he'll give you more money, probably. One interesting little game. I would actually buy that and take that home. I just don't have the capacity to carry, but I gave him 150 rupees. It's like $1. It's not much, but I don't know if my card works here, so I have to kind of save as much money as I can. So, right, it's time to explore Freak Street, the place made famous for the hippies. So back in the day, I think everything here was kind of legal, if you get what I mean. So this is where they used to hang out when they weren't at the top of that kind of temple that we were sat on before. So this was actually behind the gate that maybe you couldn't see. This is the incarnation of Shiva that represents power, and that's why some of the people in Hinduism drink to get some of Shiva's power. Look, I told you some of the dogs are well fed. Look at the size of that dog. What a place to live if you're a dog. Durbar Square, you get fed meat constantly, you just lay down in the sun all day and bark all night. Okay, so turns out that Freak Street is just now a bit of a tourist trap with restaurants and things like that. But I've just walked past this chicken shop and it smells absolutely amazing, so I'm gonna grab some food. I'm gonna leave the video here, I think, because I've just walked out of the hotel not knowing what to expect, and today's turned out to be a deep dive into Kathmandu, the culture here, the religion, and the different stories of kings and everything. It's had everything today. I've really enjoyed it. I'm gonna go grab some food, and I'll see you on the next one in a bit.